Please be seated. Well, hi. How's it going? Really, it's going really well for some folks. So, thank you so much for joining us at our spring hooding ceremony. And I want to briefly talk about the concept of ceremony. Seeing you, seeing my colleagues and our soon-to-be graduates reminds one of the rhetorical question asked by philosopher Alan Watts. Why do priests and judges and academics wear robes? And of course, this ceremony in part reflects the importance of the work we do and the ceremony that surrounds it. This particular ceremony connects the conferral of a hood with the introduction of graduates to a gathering of academics. And ceremony is of importance, and it's about the importance of ceremony that I'll make my brief remarks. Vera Wang observed that even the most understated ceremony involves a certain respect for ritual and pageantry. Paige Bryant writes that ceremony has been a part of human life since humans have been on Earth. Ritual and ceremony empower human beings. Each provides a forum within which the initiate can occur. If we insist on filling our lives with mundane issues and activities and leave no time or room for ceremony, we cheat ourselves. If we do not recognize and understand the importance of ceremony, we lose or never even gain the larger degree of fulfillment and inspiration that they provide. Selena Whittle, knowing and using ceremony during and after transitions can close the old way with honor and gratitude and can open the new way with solid intention. Ceremony focuses and grounds our intention like nothing else. And so it is with extraordinary pleasure and quite frankly great honor that I welcome all of you here to the ceremony celebrating student accomplishments and serving as an important part of great things to come. I have again the distinct privilege of introducing our university provost, Dr. Kevin Demmett, who will share thoughts on the nature of not just ceremonies, but this ceremony in particular. Dr. Demmett?
Thank you, Mr. President. Candidates for graduate degrees, faculty, and guests, welcome and congratulations. As President Hines articulated, this is a distinctive ceremony. Not every school has a hooding for master's degree recipients. Some schools have them for doctoral degrees only, and some don't have any hooding ceremony at all. Furthermore, for those schools that do have such ceremonies, many include it as part of the overall university commencement exercise. So having a separate ceremony for the master's recipients, as we do here at Clayton State, is relatively rare. Rare because it takes more time and is indicative of the commitment of the university to recognize those of you who have achieved this distinction. Now, when you started college, how many of you planned on going to graduate school? Just a few. Most of you are probably like me. As you approach your senior year, you were just glad that you were finally going to be done with school forever. No more papers, no more assignments. But then it reminds me of climbing a mountain. Like out in Phoenix, we used to climb Camelback Mountain. And you go in the parking lot, and you look up and you see the first peak, like the baccalaureate degree. And you think, oh, this is going to be tough, but you're going to do it. And you start going, you get closer and closer to the top, and you think you're finally there. But then when you get to the top, you realize that wasn't the summit after all. The trail dips down and then goes up even higher. And that's the way it is with many of your education journeys. Just when you thought you had completed with the baccalaureate, you dug down a little bit deeper and decided that you wanted to go further and higher than you had ever anticipated. So by participating in this ceremony, we are acknowledging the fact that you are among the few who have pushed on to that peak. In fact, only 11% of all Americans have achieved a master's degree, so you're in the 89th percentile on the education ladder. Best of all, your friends and your family must now refer to you as master. Now, since we've said that this ceremony is a special one, let's take a moment to look at the meaning of the details of this commencement. A commencement ceremony can best be understood by comparing it to a wedding ceremony. There are several similarities. Everyone's dressed up. There are parties or receptions afterward after the ceremony, and there's an official who confers a new identity. Finally, weddings and commencements are highly symbolic, and in both the cases, the main symbol is an article of personal adornment. For a wedding, it's the ring, and for the master's graduation, it's the hood. So what is this hood thing? Academic hoods, robes are much like the trappings of the modern university, have their origins in medieval Europe. The earliest universities in Bologna, and Paris, and Oxford date from the 11th and the 12th centuries. During this time, a hooded robe, that is a robe with a hood, a hoodie, so to speak, was common clothing throughout Europe, but particularly in the north. It was simply what most everyone wore. But the clothing of the universities became specialized to signify the university's main preoccupation, which at that time was religion. Everyone at the university was in some way or another being prepared for a career in the church. So the dominant form of the robe and the hood was black, the color of the Benedictine tradition of the Catholic Church. Also, the robe and the hood were practical in the poorly heated universities of Northern Europe. In Georgia today, we have a slightly different situation, but the meaning's the same. Over the centuries, as normal dress styles changed, the robe and the hood became not so much clothing, but rather something to wear over clothing and used to indicate status and affiliation. So different styles of robes with varying shapes and lengths of sleeves and hoods came to signify levels of achievement. And hoods, no longer needed for warmth, became purely decorative and symbolic, and some very, very fancy. The beautiful hood, then, that we are adorning you with today indicates your achievement of a master's degree by its size and indicates your degree program by the colors. The orange and blue represents Clayton State University, obviously, and the color represents either the arts with white, or business with tan, education with blue, psychology with gold, nursing with apricot, and healthcare with pink or green. So when we place the hood on you, we symbolize your discipline and your school, but there's something more that's not in the histories of the academic regalia. The words of the degrees, master's and doctor, both come from the medieval Latin terms of the early university. The master's degree comes from magister, a noun for teacher, and the doctor's degree comes from docere, a verb meaning to teach. In the modern world, the master's degree will not always give you a license for a teaching job, but in many cases it still does. Yet even if the occupation of teacher is not always relevant, the idea of the teacher still has application. What the hood signifies then is much more important than any particular job. It signifies that you have crossed the boundary from our student as a knowledge consumer to our colleague as a knowledge producer. When you receive your hood, you become a part of the academy, creators, preservers, and protectors of the intellectual enterprise necessary to move our civilization forward, to celebrate the beauty and the utility of the arts, to steward ethical and intelligent activities of commerce, and to nurture and amplify our nation's enviable healthcare industry. So graduates, congratulations.
My name is Robert Vaughn. I'm the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies at Clayton State University. And it's my pleasure now to introduce to you the academic deans who will assist in the conferral of the degrees. Dr. Nasser Momayezi is Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Lila Roberts is Dean of the College of Information and Mathematical Sciences. Dr. Lisa Eichelberger is Dean of the College of Health. And Dr. Abhinandan Mukherjee is the Dean of the College of Business. Now comes the good part. Will the candidates for a Master of Arts in Liberal Studies please approach the stage? Gina Elizabeth Jones, hooded by Dr. Susan Copeland and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Gregory Bernard Kirk, hooded by Dr. C.Pi Klein and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Anna Douglas Roberts, hooded by Dr. Josh Medaw and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Olva Arnold Smith, hooded by Dr. Adam Tate and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Derica S. Walkup, hooded by Dr. Mary Roberts and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Jennifer Nicole Wilson, hooded by Dr. Jelani Favors and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Will the candidates for the Master of Science in Psychology please approach the stage? Kevin Ramon Larkins, hooded by Dr. Samuel Maddox and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Erin Angela Stewart, hooded by Dr. Samuel Maddox and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Will the candidates of Master of Arts in Teaching English please approach the stage? Erica Findley, hooded by Dr. Patricia Smith, Dr. Mary Roberts, and Dean Nasser Momayezi.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Danielle Alexis Herbert.
Dario, okay, there we go. Excellent. Danielle Alexis Herbert, hooded by Dr. Patricia Smith, Dr. Mary Roberts, and Dean Nasser Momayezi.
Thank you.
Keandra J. Irvin, hooded by Dr. Patricia Smith, Dr. Mary Roberts, and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Teaching Biology please approach the stage? Rebecca Marie Brown, hooded by Dr. Emily Harbert, Dr. Michelle Furlong, Dr. Mary Roberts, and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Obina Ikechukwu Uchimi, hooded by Dr. Emily Harbert, Dr. Michelle Furlong, Dr. Mary Roberts, and Dean Nasser Momayezi. This one? Edward Wright III, hooded by Dr. Emily Harbert, Dr. Michelle Furlong, Dr. Mary Roberts, and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Teaching Mathematics please approach the stage? Derek Bernard Allen, hooded by Dr. Kelly Nipper, Dr. Mary Roberts, and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Kayla Christine Conley, hooded by Dr. Kelly Nipper, Dr. Mary Roberts, and Dean Nasser Momayezi. John T. Greaves, hooded by Dr. Kelly Nipper, Dr. Mary Roberts, and Dean Nasser Momayezi. This candidate is receiving the post-secondary badge in teaching mathematics. This is the first that we've awarded at Clayton State University. The post-secondary badge is designed specifically for students who are interested in teaching mathematics at the post-secondary level. The requirements are the completion of a master's degree, a minimum of 18 hours in graduate level mathematics, and a methods course and internship in teaching in higher education. Receiving the badge is Louis Franklin Rafour III. Hong Lin T. Tron, hooded by Dr. Kelly Nipper, Dr. Mary Roberts, and Dean Nasser Momayezi. Will the candidates for the Master of Archival Studies please approach the stage? Joyellen Ashley Freeman, hooded by Mr. Joshua Kitchens and Dean Lila Roberts. Shannon O'Connor Wood, hooded by Mr. Joshua Kitchens and Dean Lila Roberts. Jennifer Howard Sirotkin, hooded by Mr. Joshua Kitchens and Dean Lila Roberts. Will the candidates for the Master of Science in Nursing please approach the stage? Carla A. Adams, hooded by Dr. Victoria Foster and Dean Lisa Eichelberger. Karen Arlene Messiah, hooded by Dr. Charlotte Swint and Dean Lisa Eichelberger. Charmaine Ingram Scott, hooded by Dr. Susan Sanner and Dean Lisa Eichelberger. Will the candidates for the Master of Health Administration please approach the stage? Ayrton Askew Vigor, hooded by Dr. Michael Dalmut, Dr. Thomas McElwain, and Dean Lisa Eichelberger. Jesse Laverne Hampton, hooded by Dr. Michael Dalmut, Dr. Thomas McElwain, and Dean Lisa Eichelberger. Jaquita Dashun Jackson, hooded by Dr. Michael Dalmut, Dr. Thomas McElwain, and Dean Lisa Eichelberger. Crystal Michelle Leaks, hooded by Dr. Michael Dalmut, Dr. Thomas McElwain, and Dean Lisa Eichelberger. Melanie Broner Wilson, hooded by Dr. Michael Dalmut, Dr. Thomas McElwain, and Dean Lisa Eichelberger. Will the candidates for the Master of Business Administration please approach the stage? Talal Abdullah Al-Bakami, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Murtadi Hussein Ali Al-Faiz, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Rabia Ahmed Al-Hassawi, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Mukrin Mohammed Ahmed Al-Huwaishan, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee.
That's it.
Yazid Al-Nasrallah, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Hazza Al-Tobeshi, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Walid Mohammed Bamusa, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Michelle Francis Beck, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Kimberly Bridget, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Samuel David Camp, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Marlon Hamilton Carson, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Gregory L. Cochran II, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Maribel Gonzalez, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Jamarshall Michael Griggs, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Samuel Jesse, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Paula Janine Harris, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Keith B. Hilliard, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Kaveh Izadi, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Amber Nicole Jackson, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Travis Antonio Jones, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Swami Kayat, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Faisal Adel Khoja, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Robin L. Lyons, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Kwame Bamijoko Metzger, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Jorge Mario Moreno, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Norbert I. Nwadike, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Angelina Ifi Anyananya, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee.
Pretty easy name.
Nicholas S. Pettis, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Matthew James Phillips, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Emily Marie Poole, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Bryce C. Walhoff, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Tamisha Shantae Wallace, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Richard Waller, printed by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Lauren Elizabeth Williams, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Vanessa Shakita Wright, hooded by Dr. Judith Ogden and Dean Avi Mukherjee. Let's have a hand for all the graduates.
I think it would be appropriate if you stood so that we could appreciate you. And now, Masters, if you would join me in expressing our appreciation to our faculty colleagues. Well, you can either sit or stand, because we will be processing momentarily. The platform party and the faculty will process this way, and graduates will be that way, and your friends, relatives, and benefactors will be lionizing you in just a few moments. I want to say congratulations and extraordinary best wishes for whatever comes next. Thank you.